start. Okay, as you can see on the slide, the UC Berkeley Management, Entrepreneurship, and Technology program at UC Berkeley is a dual degree program. Each student earns a full degree from the College of Engineering and a full degree from the Haas School of Business. Currently, we have 8 different engineering tracks to choose from: Engineering Undeclared from plus Business, Aerospace Engineering plus Business, which is a brand new addition, Bioengineering plus Business, Civil Engineering plus Business, Electrical Engineering plus Business, also known as EECS, Industrial Engineering Operations Research plus Business, also known as IOR, Materials Science Engineering plus Business, and Mechanical Engineering plus Business. The MET candidate profile includes a combination of the following: academic excellence, interest in entrepreneurship, leadership, technical skills, and breadth of extracurricular activities. This is an agenda of the items we'll be covering in this webinar. Before we begin, I want to get a sense of who's on the call and where you're joining us from. If you could just please drop in the chat your name and your hometown. Now, on to the agenda. I trust that you guys will all be dropping in the chat. There we go. Thanks, Gwen, Krish, Eric, Adam. There we go. Okay, love to see it. We'll introduce our team, our MET program ambassadors joining us today, the program, MET major tracks, and a snapshot of our program offerings. We'll finish off the webinar with information about the application process and take questions from the audience. I know many of you will have questions about MET, but we ask that you wait until the Q&A portion to begin submitting your questions. We'll likely cover many of your questions throughout the presentation. We're eager to introduce our team. First and foremost, we have Professor Shoykat Chowdhury, our faculty director. He's not with us today on the call, but he teaches our MET special topics courses for all MET students and has recently taken on a second faculty director role for the Haas Entrepreneurship Hub. I already introduced myself. Hi, my name is Chris. Allow me to elaborate just a little bit. My whole background is in career counseling, so my main focus is helping students uplift their career potential, developing relationships across campus, and finding creative ways for our students to engage. We do not have Dawn Kramer on the call today. She is homesick, but she's the lead academic advisor for the program. I will pitch it now over to Brianna.
Hi everyone, my name is Brianna Gasolara. I joined the team a little over a year ago and I handle the admissions and marketing portion of the program. We also have Katie, who is the program coordinator. She's not on the call with us today, but oversees the operational and administrative aspects of the MET program.
Now I am going to allow our students to introduce themselves, the pride and joy of our program. Edison, you're up first, then on to Shreya, and our third student, if he's here.
Hello, everyone. Great to meet you. My name is Edison Guanyuna. I'm a senior from San Diego, California. And on campus, I'm involved in a consulting club called Diversitech. I taught computer science for a couple of semesters. I'm involved in the Berkeley Institute of Religion. Did a couple internships in between.
Great. Hi, everyone. My name is Shreya. I'm a senior studying bioengineering and business, and I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. And so while at Cal, I've participated in various research opportunities. I'm also a computational bio director for iGEM at Berkeley, which is a synthetic and computational bio research hub that we have on campus. And I'm also a member of the Berkeley Scientific Journal, where we do a lot of science writing and science journalism.
And I don't know if our third student's on yet. Is he?
I am here. Sorry, Chris.
Hey.
Sorry I'm a little bit late. Had a class I went over, but hey everyone, I'm Aryan. I am a fourth year student studying EECS and business. On campus, I'm involved in mostly technical organizations, machine learning at Berkeley, Trace at Berkeley, then HCAN, which is the EECS Honors Society. And yeah, other than that, intramural sports, I'm on the MET soccer team with Edison over here. And yeah, a little bit about me.
Thanks, everybody. Please add in the whole time when we're talking. They all want to hear from you, I know. Let me keep cooking here for a bit. So what is Berkeley MET? It's a fully integrated undergraduate program, which allows you to earn a BS in engineering and a BS in business in 4 years. That translates into 2 full degrees. You will complete 150 versus 120 units to earn your undergraduate degree. It's a very selective cohort of approximately 50 students a year. You'll be surrounded with interesting, accomplished peers who will match your motivation and drive. Last year, we received over 5,000 applications for 50 spots. It's a rigorous academic program with a dedicated student services team. This is an intense program with 2 of the toughest majors on campus. Because of this, we have an MET student services team to support you. We have an active and invested board of advisors. The MET advisory board are super boosters. They're involved on every level, from engaging with admitted students to speaking about recruiting paths to sourcing employer pipelines for internships and career positions. We had the first of its kind partnership with Kleiner Perkins and have amazing inroads with so many companies. This board is committed to each and every student. Our first class graduated in 2017, so this is still considered a newer program. We had our first graduating class in 2021. Because this program is like a startup with an educational institution, MET has gotten a lot of attention from recruiters and the press. Employers are eager to engage with our students who have deep engineering skills and business acumen. Now on to the next slide. Why MET? It's a unique opportunity to say the least. Students in MET complete 2 degrees in 4 years versus getting a master's in business administration, an MBA, which takes additional years to complete. You will engage with amazing students like yourself in this selective program. You are some of the brightest students, top academics from all over the world. There is no other dual degree program with 2 top 3 ranked undergraduate engineering and business schools based in the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, with a culture of impact. The MET mission is to apply technology to solve the world's most pressing challenges in a scalable and sustainable way. Our community is about 50 admitted students a year. We have an MET student board, which helps enhance the culture and student experience. One MET student board member commented, MET gives a small communal feel to an otherwise very large school. It's a lifelong community from student to graduate to established alum. Our MET community courses include a freshman year and a junior year MET special topics integrative course, along with the capstone experiences. Both of those courses are taught by Professor Chowdhury. We have a dedicated space for students, a staff floor and a student floor in Blum Hall, and our program benefits include priority registration for all 4 years at UC Berkeley. Beginning freshman year, spring semester, MET students will be assigned the first available enrollment date and time and have the first opportunity to register for courses. We have guaranteed housing your freshman year to help ease the worry of finding housing. And MET students have a dedicated academic advisor to help them navigate the curriculum and policies of both degrees, plus a career advisor. Other resources include a very engaged board of advisors, an established network of employers and startups who are sourcing internships and eventually job opportunities exclusively for MET students. What we have seen is companies want to hire students who have deep engineering and business skills. We utilize the resources of both schools, from clubs and research centers to career services, advising to faculty. You have the best benefit of 2 world-class colleges right at your fingertips. And finally, for the first time ever this summer, we launched our pre-college summer program, METIA, which stands for MET Innovation Academy. It was kind of a hoot, so want to make sure you all know about that. This next slide gets into our professional development activities. The premise of this is that we work on professional development with our students all 4 years they're in the program. The framework we adhere to is based on the fundamental notion: increased self-awareness plus increased occupational awareness equals better career-based decisions. In essence, the more you know about yourself and the world of work, the better able you are to decide on a career that's a natural extension of your personality. We develop engaged leaders who change the world for the better. We help you focus on your career development journey in the following ways. You have a dedicated academic advisor in Dawn Kramer. Our support system includes the MET team, the MET student board, current students, and MET advisory board members who host MET office hours, resources from the College of Engineering and Haas School of Business, and any auxiliary services that the campus provides. Counseling resources at the Student Health Center, the Recreation Center for Exercise, peer advising on campus, etc. Our network also includes all students in the program, graduates of the program, alumni of UC Berkeley, and the MET advisory board, employer partners, and beyond. We also help develop confidence. We do this by gently nudging engagement, academically, professionally, and personally. We encourage a great deal of employer engagement, which happens earlier in one's academic career with MET. We also have many students involved in club engagement from our program, and overall, students in MET just dig into the Cal ecosystem. We don't have a formula for student engagement. We just provide the resource to help you decide how you want to be involved. From research, the Greek system, working on the campus newspaper, club sports, internships, our students are involved in all parts of campus life, which helps layer the student experience and develop confidence. We also provide community building. This is done with our amazing MET student board. Each year, a group of students choose to run for positions that represent all facets of MET life. The board engages academically, socially, and professionally with fellow MET students. Some of the notable endeavors include hosting a fall retreat up in the mountains, creating an MET strategy group, which consults with local businesses, forming the Big Little program, which allows for students from different graduation years to have an MET family, rooftop socials, brunches, you name it. Next, we have some different types of engagement activities. Now that we're all back in person, all of these engagement activities are done like on campus. So first and foremost, we have coffee chats, which are generally hosted by organizations that are interested in hiring our students. A partner from a firm will either come to campus or host a chat virtually. Everything's pretty much in person right now. For example, Bain recently came, a large consulting company, and they hosted coffee chats all day for our students. We have company treks, which is when a group of our students visits an employer at their headquarters. We've had treks to Facebook, NVIDIA, Bloom Energy, Ambi Robotics, to name a few. We host an employer meet and greet, which happens in fall semester. And this is like a mini career fair for MET students only. Information sessions are when employers come and give an overview of their organization. And recently we launched the Lunch with Our Professor, which are events that help bring together faculty and MET students for informal conversations to foster learning, inspiration, and wonder, and open the door to communication between faculty and students who may not have otherwise had an opportunity to meet. We always have mentorship available through many different facets in the College of Engineering, as well as the Haas School of Business. And then moving on to our company meet and greet slide, we just had our big employer meet and greet in early September. A lot of companies want to hire earlier and earlier. So this is just a sampling. You'll see we try to get representatives from both business and engineering sectors. We've got Marvell, Intuitive Surgical, Roblox, Visa, Abbott Labs, you name it. They're all there. So this is a little snapshot of our company meet and greet. And on to the next slide. Every year we do a program highlight. You'll see for the first time, I guess this is our second rotation where we've had students that have come into the program through our continuing student admissions pipeline. We had 3 students that came in this past year, and we just graduated our 3rd class. We had 22 students that were involved in the Entrepreneurial Fellows program. What that is we launched it in summer of 2020, and it was made possible by the generous support from our MET Advisory Board. Each student involved in the Entrepreneurial Fellow program receives a grant of $2,000 a month, so $6,000 total for the summer, for 10 to 12 weeks of full-time work with an affiliated startup between June and August. We work with the following accelerators: Skydeck, Y Combinator, the House Fund, and Techstars. And then you can see on the top right, 88% of our students did internships over the summer. They didn't do an internship, it's because they were either launching their own startup, they were taking summer school classes. And then you can see the list that we have of the top 10 hiring employers: Amazon, Apple, IMC Trading, Google, etc. And then we have lots of students that engage in a ton of different research on labs across campus and beyond. Next, we have some highlights. We had 47 students that graduated this past year. I know some of you paid attention. You said that we usually have 50 students in the program. If we only had 47 students graduating, it's because we have a few students that graduate earlier every year. Yes, that is a thing. So then you can see we have what our students are doing when they graduate. 62% went on to full-time employment, 28% went to graduate school, 4% are working on a startup, 6% are not reported, some of them were traveling. Average compensation for this past year, class of 2023, was $128,000. Bottom left, you can see where our students are living and working. A large portion stay in the Bay Area, but we've got students all over the place. Then an employer snapshot on the right is like where some of our students are working. On to our next slide here. I believe I'm going to turn this over to Brianna.
Thanks, Chris. So the MET program has 8 different tracks, all of which earn a BS in Business Administration and an engineering concentration of aerospace engineering plus business, bioengineering plus business, civil and environmental engineering plus business, electrical engineering and computer science plus business, industrial engineering and operations research plus business, material science and engineering plus business, and finally mechanical engineering plus business. For those of you who are undecided, we also offer an engineering undeclared option. Admitted students who select undeclared will take courses in the major or majors they're most interested in their first year, and then declare a major by the end of their freshman year. And now on to a snapshot of a student's academic profile. Depending on your engineering major, it will take about 140 to 150 units to complete the 2 full BS degrees and satisfy other graduation requirements compared to the 120 for most of the other majors. This number will be less if you start at UC Berkeley with advanced placement, or also known as AP classes, or community college credits. All students will spend their first 2 years focusing on engineering requirements, breadth courses, and other foundational classes in math, science, and computer programming. Junior and seniors will be devoted primarily to upper division engineering and business courses. 2 courses are specifically designed for MET students, one in your freshman year fall semester and one during junior year fall semester. These courses build and strengthen the MET cohort experience as well. So now for Ariane, he'll take it over.
Yeah, so if y'all want to take a quick minute to scan this QR code, essentially what this will lead to is a page for like a visual of different companies that you can sort of see in the video, where MET students have sort of interned in the past. The program offers very like MET specific recruiting opportunities, and many recruiters come to campus and virtual career fairs during the semester, the fall semester in particular, to interact with some of our MET students. We call these MET meet and greets. For MET students, internships are an amazing opportunity to apply the skills that you've learned in like inside the classroom or in clubs or things like that, to any and all industries that you might be interested in or might be looking to make a career in. Internships range from a lot of different fields. Like you could be working like AVs, autonomous vehicles, to biotech, venture capital, fintech, anything. And really what allows you to do this is kind of the dual degree. You have the opportunity to explore a variety of career fairs, or a variety of career fields. Even speaking from personal experience, I know at least in my cohort, people are doing everything from like banking, software engineering, product management, quantitative finance, and things like that.
So Shreya, you and I are both going to talk about this one, right? So I think I touched on this, but basically the Entrepreneurial Fellows Program allows students to do internships with startups. Students in MET have an option to do this. They get paid while they're doing it. We require that students attend an information session, and then you have to attend an in-person career fair to meet all the startups, and then you apply, and then we facilitate the matching. So Shreya, I'll let you take it away, how the experience was for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was an entrepreneurial fellow the summer after my freshman year, where I worked at Syncrino Biotherapeutics. So there I did a lot of computational biology stuff with like genomic data in particular. And this was like such a great experience because it really helped me explore the whole like startup space, which I sort of knew that I was like really interested in getting into in the first place. And then having, you know, that extra like line on my resume and, you know, showing that I've like done an internship and like have had like that work experience and research experience was super helpful in getting me my sophomore year internship, and then also the position in my current lab where I am right now. So overall, yeah, Entrepreneurial Fellows was like such a good program for me to get that initial like experience and sort of get to work face to face with a lot of these like startup founders and get that sort of experience in terms of like learning what it means to work in a startup, but also how to build up like that culture and be like part of the end product too.
I think we're ready to go to the next. There we go.
Awesome. As an MET student, you'll be able to tap into the Berkeley innovation ecosystem. So if you're interested in starting your own company or joining an early stage venture, you can draw on resources like the Satarja Center that we have, Entrepreneurship at Berkeley Haas, and the House Fund. A lot of my friends and housemates have been very involved in the startup space, and Berkeley has so many opportunities like the ones that sit here that really help you get into it. Berkeley also hosts many business and innovation competitions and offers admissions to incubators and accelerators, such as Berkeley Skydeck, and Launch through this competitive process that they have. And additionally, in our Jacobs Institute for Design and Innovation, the Citrus Invention Lab, and elsewhere on campus, you can try your hand at designing and prototyping new technologies and testing their marketplace potential. So there's infinite resources basically at Berkeley. I think even in the news as of recent, we came out as having the most entrepreneurs and like newly created businesses out of any university in the US. So there's a huge pipeline for doing that if you're interested. A lot of people are involved, and MET in particular is super beneficial in helping you get the right connections and also the resources that you need to build your own startup idea. Also, we have a couple of links that talk a little bit more about this ecosystem that we have, that might be in the chat, but like, for example, begin.berkeley.edu and startup.berkeley.edu. Those are all here. So yeah.
Awesome. So I could talk a little bit more about the research opportunities available at Berkeley. So, I mean, at its core, like one of UC Berkeley's strengths and why it's like known as like one of the best public universities is because of sort of the research programs that we offer. There are a lot of research projects going on, and a lot of these are open to undergraduate students. Many M.E.T students do tend to take advantage of these. Just to highlight some of the ones on here, personally, as an EEC student, I'm most familiar with sort of kind of the CS opportunities available, but these extend to like all the different career tracks that we talked about earlier. So one of the biggest ones is the Berkeley AI Research in the top left. Some other CS ones include like Autolab that I'm familiar with. I think one big one that's not included on this list is Skylab. They do a lot of like systems and cloud research. And in particular, URAP is mentioned on here. I believe it stands for the Undergraduate Research Apprenticeship Program. And this in particular is like actually aimed at like underclassmen, so like freshmen and sophomores. So a lot of my friends kind of got their first research opportunities through this program. Simple application, you can pick up to like 3 different projects. Professor will advertise in like all sort of different fields: business, CS, mechanical engineering, et cetera, et cetera. You write some short prompts, have an interview, and you basically get selected through that. So that's one of the biggest ways that a lot of people get opportunities. Other than that, a lot of my friends have gotten research opportunities through like just cold emailing professors. That works a lot. As a public university, we have like a lot of different professors. I do not even know the faculty count, but there are a lot of professors working on a lot of different research. So I'm sure that no matter what you're interested in, there's the kind of research here that will probably pique your interest, and research that you can get involved in as an M.E.T student, as an undergrad at Berkeley.
Now students will take over and talk about M.E.T student clubs. So we'll go in order: Edison, Shreya, and then Aryan.
Absolutely. This is possibly one of my favorite parts of Berkeley is the clubs. There are at our school hundreds and hundreds of different opportunities of ways that you can get involved. And the main ones through these clubs that we have on campus. I'm involved in the one in the top left called Diversitech. It's a consulting club. Basically, like at a high level, we work with companies and we solve, I guess we give them solutions to whatever problem they might be facing. So a lot of times it's technical, sometimes it's more strategy. And I really enjoy it because it's a lot of professional development that you can get because you're working with real companies and actual projects. So you get connections with the people in the company and you work in a team internally within your club. And you get to check out the whole scope of what consulting is actually like. You could have socials on the side. It's a very, very fun part of my campus life. In addition, though, there are other clubs that you can join that have like some are more academic. I'm in one at the Berkeley Institute of Religion where we just take classes on different religions and how they compare and contrast with each other. Something that I find very interesting. And yeah, those are the main clubs that I'm involved in.
Cool, yeah. And kind of like Edison, I'm also involved in like a variety of different clubs and organizations on campus. So kind of like I mentioned in my intro, I'm part of iGEM at Berkeley, which is like a synthetic and computational biology research club that we have on campus. So we basically organize all these different research projects and work with faculty to you know, get these projects like up and coming. So I've been involved in it since my sophomore year, and it's been such a great opportunity to like meet this like network of, you know, people that are also super passionate about like synthetic and computational biology, like I am. And I've met like a lot of my closest friends and stuff like through that organization as well. And kind of also like on the side, I'm also part of like the Berkeley Scientific Journal, where we do a lot of like science writing and science like research as well. And that's also sort of been great to kind of be on the other side. It's more of like a fun, like chill organization to not as like super involved and not as like, it doesn't have like as big of like a time commitment as like one of the more like technical or consulting clubs that we have on campus. But again, it's been like a super great way to like meet other people that I wouldn't have gotten to meet otherwise. But yeah, overall, there's just like a huge variety of like student clubs, and you're definitely guaranteed to find at least like something that piques your interest.
Cool, yeah, I can finish it off. So I think I just echo a lot of the sentiments that I said earlier. A lot of the clubs that I was in is kind of where I made like my closest friends. Kind of had a great time. Me personally, I'm involved in a club called Machine Learning at Berkeley, or MLab for short. It's in the bottom left corner. Essentially, we are one of many tech organizations on campus that does like industry consulting. So Edison touched on kind of consulting earlier, but we have a specific focus on like companies that are working on kind of machine learning projects. So what MLab does and what a lot of other clubs will do is they'll source projects from different client companies, and it'll give you a chance to sort of apply a lot of what you've learned through clubs and classes to an actual project that someone out there is kind of using. In addition to that, we also have like a decal. So a decal is like a student-led course, which MLab teaches. A lot of other clubs also teach decals. A great way to kind of network and meet a lot of other people, sort of teach technical content if you're interested in it. Maybe one other organizational highlight that I'm part of is Traders at Berkeley. It's basically for people interested in quantitative finance. This club is more like sort of just a community of people. So it's a great place to just meet other people with similar interests as you, talk to people who have a similar drive as you, so there's similar career ambition. So overall, I think clubs, through my experiences and through other experiences that I've heard, it's just a great way to meet like-minded people, make a lot of friends, especially on a campus as big as UC Berkeley. I think I found my closest friends either through clubs or through MET, because these are like smaller cohorts of people who all sort of had similar interests to put in a way. So yeah, definitely would recommend like club life should you choose to attend here.
And one small thing I wanted to add is most of the clubs that we talked about are very academic focused, but it's important to note that there's a whole host of clubs that are not academic. There's like purely social. There's also Greek life if you want to have another like social outlet. For example, I joined this running club and we did the half marathon across the Golden Gate Bridge. That was super fun. And there's for example, like you might go and see people playing Quidditch on certain Sundays. They do that around campus. There's a lot of social events that you can also do as part of these clubs.
Thanks, Yang. Now, I'll be talking on next steps. Now, to apply to Berkeley M.E.T, students go through the normal UC Berkeley process through the UC application. Make sure you check one of the 8 engineering tracks plus business as your primary major under the Berkeley M.E.T box to express interest in the program. So, for example, selecting bioengineering plus business administration as your primary major is how you express interest to applying to our program. Then look out for an email asking you to complete the supplemental essay, which may come 2 to 5 business days after submitting the main UC application. It might be different for everyone depending on when you submit your UC app. Then the Berkeley M.E.T reader team reviews your UC application with a special focus on why Berkeley M.E.T. Please note that the supplemental essay prompt is available on the screen and on our website as well. Now I'll go into what we look for. First, we look for students who challenge themselves academically and are interested in the intersection of business and technology. We look for a solid background in math, science, to meet the College of Engineering requirements, but also good at critical reading and writing. We also look for strong academics and students who have demonstrated leadership in the community. Could be starting an organization, being a leader of a club or a team, or starting a company. We look for students who have strong interpersonal and communication skills, intellectual curiosity, and creativity. Ultimately, we are striving to admit a group of well-rounded, diverse candidates who want to learn from each other and who strive to make the world a better place. So more on how to apply. First, you select Berkeley as an option. Berkeley M.E.T is a unique program because it already has an alternate major built into the process, meaning that the applicant's alternate major is automatically the College of Engineering major that corresponds to the M.E.T major the applicant is applying to. Applicants who do not get admitted will still be considered for admission to College of Engineering for the M.E.T engineering track they selected. Admission to College of Engineering is not guaranteed, however. Applicants have the option to toggle between college and category view. The default view in the GIF is college view. You can find M.E.T under both Haas School of Business and College of Engineering. From there, you must select the engineering track of your choice. Freshman applicants have 8 options to choose from. If you have additional questions regarding the application process, we advise you to check out the application FAQs on the Office of Undergraduate Admissions website. The link will be provided in the chat for you. So now we'll be going on to a couple of questions. Let me plop that link in the chat real quick. So the first question is, how do I submit my supplemental essay?
MET applicants must first complete the UC application and choose one of the MET engineering tracks. After submitting your UC application, students will receive an email with a link to the MET supplemental form. This typically takes 2 to 5 business days. You must submit your supplemental essay by the deadline, which is December 16th. If you do not submit your essay by the deadline, you will not be considered for admission to the MET program. Brianna will also add the link to the supplemental essay question that is now in the chat.
Yeah, just a quick correction. The supplemental essay deadline is December 15th. That is a Friday. So we'll go.
Excuse me, I can't read my own handwriting. There we go.
No worries. Next question. Can I transfer into the MET program once I start at Cal?
Yes, MET accepts applications from continuing UC Berkeley sophomores in the College of Engineering for admission as juniors. For more information, visit our website. Unfortunately, students cannot transfer into the MET program from community college, universities, or other UC Berkeley majors or colleges.
What are the prerequisites for applying?
MET applicants must meet UC Berkeley's basic admission requirements. The MET program is small and selective, enrolling students with exceptional academic records and a demonstrated interest in combining engineering and business.
With UC Berkeley no longer using SAT and ACT exams in the review process, what does this mean for applicants?
We recommend going directly to the Office of Undergraduate Admissions for the latest information on that.
If I'm not selected for the MET program, am I still eligible for other majors at Berkeley?
MET is highly competitive. The number of admitted applicants is kept small to ensure close mentoring with a tight-knit cohort. Applicants who are not admitted to MET program will be automatically considered for admission to Berkeley Engineering. However, admission to the engineering majors is not guaranteed.
Does being rejected from MET count negatively against you when considering for aerospace engineering, bioengineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering and computer science, industrial engineering and operations research, or mechanical engineering?
It does not. We welcome your applications.
So now we'll be going into some questions. But before we get into that, we want to end today's meeting with want to show everyone our class photos from orientation of our new students. One sentiment we heard over and over again is, I feel like you created this program just for me. This program is for the high school students who don't only identify themselves as engineering or business students, but want both. So we're super excited for future classes and we thank you for joining us today. If we don't get to your questions, feel free to email us after the webinar and we'll be happy to answer them. Our email address is met@berkeley.edu. So now we'll go back to our questions.
We're going to go ahead and answer them live. Our ask is that you turn your screen on so we can see you when you're asking the question. Please introduce yourself and use the hand raise feature when you're asking a question.
So I have a couple of questions, but I see a hand raised, so we'll prioritize that one. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about like a lot of EECS and IEOR like majors at MET, but is there any kind of like is it the kind of like same application chances for like MSc majors or other majors?
We take students from all the various application pipelines. So yes, we're always looking for diversification in our talent pool. So yes, we have more students in EECS and IUR, but we have fair amount in bioengineering now. Go Shreya. So yeah, it's always interesting how the way sort of like the mood shifts. Post-COVID, we've had a huge increase in bioengineering interest. I don't know if any of our students want to answer that one as well. Shreya, Edison, Ariane, please feel free to answer away.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There are quite a few people, at least in the class of 2024, that are also just non-EECS. We have quite a few like MECI people, quite a few IUR people, a lot of my friends in MET or BioE, quite a few MSc people as well. And I think it's also roughly the same in like the younger cohorts as well, if not like more non-EECS majors too.
Thanks, Shreya. Camilla, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Camilla, and I just have a question about the UC application. When applying, do we choose like MET twice, once for the HAS and the other one for the College of Engineering?
No, so you just choose one, so it could go in either or. We just have it in the application, both sections, just we're part of both programs, so or so both colleges. So you just pick one and then you if you notice, it will say MET, and then there's no like boxes to choose anything next to it. That's because you have to scroll down and figure out which major you want to, like if it's, for example, bioengineering plus and business administration, you choose that as your primary major. So that's the reason why the MET, there's nothing next to it. You have to scroll down and look for the one you want.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for your question. Jaden, do you want to unmute yourself?
Hi, I'm Jaden, and I just have a question about the supplemental essays. So I was looking on the website and I saw that the video essays have some prompts listed there. And I was wondering if those were current prompts or if the prompts will be updated later.
Those are our current prompts for this upcoming admission cycle, yes. So everything's updated in terms of the questions. Thanks for your question. Next person, Sandeep.
Hi, yeah, I'm Sandeep, and I was wondering, since there's like these different engineering tracks, do you see METs kind of grouping by engineering track, or is there like a lot of cross major interaction?
I think Shreya touched on that there's like representation from all different tracks and all the various cohorts. Was that your question?
Or yeah, like I meant like, do they like kind of take classes together, or is it like mostly BioEs take classes with BioEs and like?
Totally random. It's a
Oh, okay.
big school, but you will always find at least a handful of MET students in most classes you're taking. Shreya, Edison, and Ariane, you guys want to comment on that? Do you see fellow METers in your classes?
Absolutely, I would second that. In one of my classes, there's just all of us taking macroeconomics right now. There's like 10 of us in the class, and we all sit together. It's a really great time. So you'll absolutely see other students, other MET students in your classes.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we also do have UGPA 196 that's offered both freshman year and junior year, where it's like a class specifically meant for other MET students. So in that class, again, it's like a great opportunity to like get to talk to other like people that you don't always see like all the time. And yeah, like it's like super easy to also just like meet other people within MET that aren't necessarily in your track. Like for example, my roommate that I met through MET is EECS. And I definitely would not have met her like if it wasn't for MET.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Eric.
Yeah, my name is Eric. Yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, what is the extent of collaboration between like the MET program and these startup accelerators around the Bay Area? So like Y Combinator, Techstars, like how often do students in the program or alumni go into these accelerators?
All the time. So it's just like this thriving ecosystem. The way it works is I reach out to all the accelerators in January saying like, hey, are you interested in MET students? And can you push this out to all your networks? And then all of my contacts at the 3 that you mentioned and the House Fund, go ahead and push it out to their networks. We usually get about 100 startups that say, yes, we want MET talent. And then we have to decide, do they meet the criteria? Is it in person? Is it virtual, et cetera? And then we cull it down to generally about 50 or 60 opportunities for students. And then they come to a career fair. We always have it early April. Students show up in person now, meet with everybody, then they apply. You have mandatory office hours with me every Friday through the month of April. So I can make sure, are you interviewing? Are you talking to folks? Are the companies lagging? Are the startups lagging? Are the students lagging? What's going on? And I just sort of make sure everybody's sort of in sync and we make the magic happen. So those are all available all the time. Our startup accelerators send us little blurbs often. Hey, we've got this fun thing over the summer. Ryan Choi is my guy at Y Combinator. He invited all of our MET students to an event in June. Sybil Chen at Skydeck is sending us stuff all the time. So I would say it's a really high touch partnership. And if students want to beam into that, we've had tons of students that have done internships at Skydeck. So it's all theirs for your taking. So yeah, it's exciting. Margaret?
Okay, thank you.
Great. Hi. I know you mentioned talking about accepting AP and dual enrollment credits. Is there a cap about the number of credits that you're going to accept from those into the program?
So Margaret, any particular question to you specifically, you're going to have to just go ahead and email met@berkeley.edu and we'll go ahead and take care of that. Dawn Kramer is going to answer any academic advising related questions.
Great, thank you.
Max.
Are the other main 4 UC essays also reviewed as part of the MET application?
Yes, everything is reviewed. Everything on your application is looked at. But everything gets looked at on your application for sure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Akash.
Hi, I'm Akash. I had a question regarding like after I graduate from MET, what are like the ways to stay connected with MET and like access resources, or if there are resources available to access from the MET program after graduation?
So it's robust. So I'm the resident career counselor and I'm working with 3 different alumni right now that were just like not interested in this career. Let's talk. And so I'm career counseling them probably once a month right now. Our alumni are flying down for our alumni event this Friday. We had a board meeting. We had one of our alums that flew down for that. So you can be as engaged as you want to be with MET, but you're part of like the MET family. We're super excited to see you. One of the benefits of this program is that at any point in time, there's about 200 students in the program. I believe we have 80 alumni right now. We know every single one of you. And my job is to know at least 3 unique things about you so I can talk to an employer about you to say, hey, this is why you want to hire this person. So we really get to know the talent of the MET community, and we're engaged a lot. It kind of depends on how much you want to come back to campus, really. But we have an alumni event that's happening in Seattle mid-October where Don Kramer's flying up to. We're all going to be in New York for the month, or for a week in January, for a capstone experience with our class of 2024s, where we're going to be working with Mayor Adams' office on sustainability and climate change issues. And we're going to host an alumni event. I don't even think the 24s know this yet, but hey, everybody, we're going to host an alumni event in New York in January, like on a Wednesday or Thursday. So we can see, we've probably got about 20 alumni in the area. So we're going to invite all of them. And yeah, we get out and about all over the place. In the spring, we go to LA to talk to admitted students, and we'll make sure alums are coming for that. So I would say the engagement opportunities are really, really high. It's so fun for us to stay connected with students. So yeah, we want to see you for as long as you want to see us. Julia.
I was wondering how your first year might look differently if you choose a type of engineering to go into versus like undecided for the engineering part of the application. Or
I'm going to let our students tackle that. You guys have at it.
Yeah, I can talk about that. So I came in engineering undeclared. For more context, I didn't transfer into MET until my sophomore year. So I came in just engineering undeclared, and I wasn't sure exactly what major I wanted to choose. So I ended up choosing one CS class. I think I chose a mechanical engineering class just to see what's out there. And I kept in the back of my mind that I probably wanted to apply to the business program. So I added one of those classes in also. But there's a bit of flexibility for you to look around and talk to people also once you're here to see more about what you're interested in. And after the first semester or 2, then you'll probably decide more on like what career path you want to do. And that's when you start taking classes towards that major so that you can apply into it.
Hey, I'm Aryan Kimani. My question was around like, are Canadian students eligible for financial aid, or is it a need blind system?
So I want you to go to the financial aid website to look at all the rules and regulations. There's so many different nuances of that, and I want to make sure you have all of the information in front of you. There are a ton of employer-sponsored scholarships that are available. So like there's tons of resources on that scholarship and financial aid website. So please look there. Gabrielle.
Hey, I'm Gabe. I was curious about how you would describe how MET students are unique and what the community is like, like in your own words, from your perspective and experience there.
I'll let our students take over here.
Yeah, I can start. Like MET has been like super great for my like professional and just like personal development too. MET like, got me one of my first internships and has like been super helpful. And like Chris has been like a great resource in terms of like career advice as well. And apart from like, professional stuff too, like the people in MET are absolutely wonderful. It's really nice to, to walk into a class and like see another MET person and just like be able to like have a conversation with them. Everyone's like super great. And yeah, it's just been like a really wonderful community to like be a part of. And I've definitely noticed that like a lot of my closest friends like on campus have definitely come from MET. So if I didn't like have that sort of community, it would have been, slightly different. Probably not, yeah. But yeah, I definitely really enjoy the community overall.
To add on to that, I would say what makes MET students special, in my opinion, is that they're very driven and very intelligent. I find myself like constantly inspired when I go to like classes with them or just like study with them, because these people are really like they're onto great things. They came from like doing some really great stuff and they're going to do something really awesome after. So a lot of inspiration comes from the class, I'd say.
Thank you so much. That was perfect.
One thing that I noticed too is that as students like mature and progress through the program, they have a really high level of self-awareness. Like it just kind of blows my mind. Like students are getting ready to graduate and they're like, I want to work for a company that has less than 100 employees. I'm like, wow, that is, I used to work with MBA students at UC Davis, and like most people would not know that about themselves at such an early age. So I would say they're just like really uniquely aware of themselves and their abilities and what exactly they want in life. And I think that is really thrilling. And for every student in MET, there is no prototype. They're not all like machine learning or robotics or this. It's like everybody does some other neat thing. And like we have like professionally trained musicians, and we have people that are super intramurals, and we have people that are into cooking and photography. I mean, it's just like this thriving mecca of all these like super smart, amazingly interesting people that like all convene together that get really hyped about Berkeley M.E.T. So every day I am just like in awe of the people that I'm working with. So it is incredible.
Thank you. That's really helpful.
Yep. Natalie.
Hi, so I think earlier you guys mentioned a sort of capstone project that MET students do later on during their undergraduate years. Could you guys elaborate a bit more about what that entails?
So we've never done it. We're launching our first time this January, as I just mentioned, in New York. Our goal is to go abroad. We want to go everywhere. We're eyeing Dublin. We're eyeing somewhere in China, like really like the world is our oyster. So we're just looking at like, where do we have alliances and people with like headquarters that would be beneficial for our students and sort of engaging with talent. We're looking at Munich, Germany, BMW, like all different kinds of folks. So this is just like this new kind of lane for us to explore. And the goal is to have this like culminating experience where students get to learn and work and enjoy the space of the universe together. And so that's what I know. I'll have more information after we go through this current cycle this coming January, which we're doing, I think the 8th through the 12th. And we're kind of just like putting it together right now in like true MET fashion. We're still really like in startup phase. We just launched our summer program. Now we're launching this capstone experience, and we're just going to kind of keep things rolling.
Okay, thank you so much.
Anna.
Hi, my name is Anna. I'm from Michigan. I was wondering if there is an opportunity to study abroad, like the traditional study abroad during the 4 years at MET, besides the capstone project that you just mentioned.
Do any of our students want to talk about that?
Yeah, I think quite a few people in the class of 2024 have been able to study abroad. I know a few people have like gone to like Hong Kong. I think one of my friends is currently in Sweden right now. So it's definitely super possible. Dawn will definitely work with you to sort of like get that like course of like plan, like this course plan, like get like together, just so again, you can sort of like figure out if you want to study abroad where, and all like the details that go into it.
We have someone, what you were talking about, Angela, who's in Sweden right now, who just finished an Estee Lauder internship, and she's like sending like internship information to our students right now. We've had a lot of students that do this Innovation and Entrepreneurship Academy in Portugal. We've had students all over the world. So wherever you want to go, what you just need to figure out is which year you're going to take, the time to go do that, and make sure you meet all your academic requirements and you've got everything lined up with your classes before you leave. But yes, it's absolutely possible, and we highly encourage it.
Very cool. Thanks so much.
Thanks. We got a couple questions in the chat. So a common one that I've seen. If not being accepted to MET, may I be considered for the 4-year speaker business program instead of the engineering track I chose? So currently that if you're not accepted to MET, your application automatically goes in consideration for College of Engineering. So that's what we have as of right now. And if that changes in the future, we will update everyone on our website.
With our FAQs for sure.
Yeah. Seems like these are all.
So it seems like we've answered all the questions. If you have more questions, you know how to get a hold of us. Wait one more time. Go ahead with your question.
Hi, following that up, if we get rejected, will we like get considered for the College of Engineering? Like, for example, if I got rejected for like civil engineering and business, like would I be considered for civil engineering or would I be considered for like as undeclared?
You would be considered for the engineering track that you chose when applying to MHT. So like, for example, bioengineering plus business administration, you don't get accepted to MET, then you'll be considered for bioengineering through College of Engineering, but admissions to that college is not guaranteed.
Okay, and a follow-up question, will we need letters of recommendation?
Every year students submit letter recommendation. If you have them, it's totally your choice.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you.
Just a time check, we have 3 more minutes. So if you want
final question.
Yeah, with your final question and any other question, I'll drop our email in the chat. That way you can send us afterward.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Binav. I was wondering like what the primary qualities that you look for in like an MET student that kind of shows them that like they're ready for MET and are a good fit for the program.
You're looking at them, they're just all amazing. So yeah, I don't think there's one particular formula. It's just students are talking about everything that you've been involved in, and we just want to see sort of like what makes you shine. So go ahead and just like try to project that in your personal insight questions, the supplemental essay, etc. That's really what we're looking for, sort of like the strength of you in your application.
Thank you.
I want to take a minute to thank our students. You guys are amazing. So Edison, Shreya, and Ariane, like you guys every day, yay, I heart you, thank you. And if you guys have any further questions, just reach out to us through met@berkeley.edu. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, everyone.